Okay, so I have a finished truss here. All those diagonals have been cut neatly. They're nice tight joints. My horizontals have been done. I've taped down all these little pieces, although some of the tape looks like it's lifting up. So now I want to be very careful as I take this thing off of my project board that I don't destroy it. I'm a guy who doesn't have very good fingernails, so I'm going to use my ruler, kind of the edge of my ruler, to pick at these pieces of tape and lift them up. If you've got good enough fingernails to do that, that's fine. Certainly the more pieces of tape you use to hold your pieces down, the longer this process is going to take you. Maybe I'll speed this up, but long and short of it is important to have these pieces of tape, but they all have to go away because I'm going to build another identical truss to this one. Your tower really only has 2 trusses, and then you connect those 2 trusses with something called connecting sides, which, you know, very technical term, very confusing. Not at all, actually. You're using 2 sides to connect your truss. Now, what happens a lot of time, and it looks like this one's actually letting go pretty easily, but sometimes the leftover glue that's holding this truss down, I get rid of all these pieces of tape and this guy won't move, and you're like, oh snap, now I'm going to have to break my tower. What I do is I use something like a ruler that's nice and flat, and I kind of slide it back and forth underneath here, and I break the glue bonds, and I kind of saw it back and forth almost like I was using a spatula to get a pancake or a burger patty off of a frying pan it was stuck to. And I do that, and I can pull my entire truss off. Now, what I really want to make sure I do is write my first and last name, period number on here, and if this was my first side, I would find somewhere else on my board to tape it down. I'm going to need this guy later. I don't want to lose it. I'm not going to put it in the period drawer or in my binder or my notebook. I'm going to write Mr. That's my first name, Pat. That's my last name. In my class I decided was period 2. And now if I get a giant piece of tape and tape it across here, I'm going to start over, and I'm going to make a second truss identical to this one here. Okay? I suppose I could tape it down over here on the side, what have you, but keeping it, one, having it labeled in case it does get misplaced or the tape falls off. And 2, once I have 2 identical sides, then I can start assembling my tower and putting it together with the connecting sides. As a rule, I would say the second time you build a truss, it's the exact same one. It goes a lot faster. Watch, that's how fast I made it. JK, I had already made another one. But my point is that you need 2 identical trusses, and then we're going to put these guys together in the next video. Okay? So use that little ruler trick if you need to peel off the thing. By the way, if when you're peeling those pieces of tape off, if you've got tons of glue on here and you trash this piece of wax paper, go get a new piece of wax paper. Your drawing is safe underneath, and you don't have to redraw your drawing. You can just dispose of this piece of wax paper and get a new one quite easily. All right? But if you're careful and neat, you should be able to use it for your second truss, and that should do just fine for you. All right? So once you have these 2 trusses that are identical, and again, your design might look different than mine. In fact, I hope it does. Then we move on to the next step and the next video. Okay? Good luck.